Well, still sitting in the multicam project, this is actually the best place to bring up proxy mode. I absolutely love the proxy mode of Edius. Remember when we set up in the very beginning in our settings, we told Edius that if there was no proxy present, to go ahead and create one sitting in the background. And so when this footage came into the project, it saw that it did not have a proxy on it. Now, some do, like, some XDCam, P2, depending upon how you set up your camera and shoot, you'll already have proxy, and so it can use that proxy if necessary. However, AVC HD or other formats such as that, there isn't a proxy available. And the reason this is the perfect place to bring it up is that not this last NAB in 2012, but the NAB before that, we had a multicam project that had 16 cameras shooting a drum team that was all AVC HD. Every single bit of it was shot on DSLR cameras. And we had all 16 cameras sitting there, and people were just waiting to watch this thing just bog completely down and not be able to use it. Well, here's the neat thing about proxy with Edius. If I had enough on here that I could not be able to play this in real time, and I would be stuttering along, I have two different ways of being able to get around that. And one of them is by going into the mode and just saying, okay, I want to skip some of the frames. So I could, go into multicam and skip frames and sit there and say, oh, I want to skip just one every other frame or 2 frames or 30, whatever it happens to be. However, you really don't need to do that anymore. And the reason being is because I can go up to mode now and just go into proxy. And as you can see, there's a little pattern that goes on to all the clips there. And now what I am playing, instead of playing the full res, I am now playing proxy. And believe it or not, those 16 cameras, I wish I would have had permission I didn't get permission to use that 16 camera shoot, but those 16 cameras played in real time, and you were able to go through and do this 16 camera AVC HD multicam without any problem whatsoever. Then when it was done and you end it, what I love about this is there's no total conform, meaning that basically I bring in proxy files, I use proxy files to edit with, and then it goes out later and says, oh, I want to replace everything I've done with proxies. All I have to do is just go to mode, turn it off, I'm right back to the high def files. So I bring in my high definition files, and if they already have proxies, that's great. If not, they're created in the background. And then if I need to go to proxy mode, all I do is just go to proxy mode. And it just switches out the footage, even though you don't see it on the timeline. The only reason you know it is that little pattern, but it gives me now the low-res files to work with, and then when I need to color correct or I need to do something really fine-tuning, I can just go right out of proxy and I'm right back with my high-definition files, seeing it in full res, full frame rate from that point on. So the way they work with proxy and Edius, I think, is really quite slick.